Hey there YouTube, Couchpot Calvin here, aka Killer Fez, here for week 5 Global Pokemon Society action. This week we are taking on the El Paso Eelektross. Once again I'm going to be recording over the footage because my wife was asleep while we did the match, so I didn't want to wake her up. Fairly confident this week. I felt like I had a pretty good plan. Only real change to who I brought this week. I didn't bring Murkrow, and I brought Serena instead. Alright, so let's get into the match. So he leads Eelektross, which I wasn't really sure who he was going to lead. But I knew what I wanted to start out with was just to get rocks up. It doesn't really hurt his team that much, but a lot of my potential one-hit KOs were kind of just out of range. So I figured if I got rocks up, it would trip his whole team up enough to let me get a good bit of one-hit KOs with some of my sweepers I was planning on using this week. So he coiled, which kind of surprised me. I feel like Eelektross, I hope I'm saying his name right. I feel like a lot of times he's a special attacker. I've never really seen a physical set. And the coil boosts his defense, which kind of put me in a rough situation because most of my team is physical again this week. Kind of just how my team pans out most of the time. And I switched to Mousehold because I was thinking he was going to coil again, and I was hoping maybe I could get a population bomb off. Unfortunately, he goes for the Drain Punch and gets the Oko. So we lose Mousehold. Kind of freaking out a little bit because Mousehold's one of my better mons, obviously. But we're going to bring out Garchomp, and we are going to Terra in Outrage. Now this week I Choice Scarf my Garchomp, and with that he outspeeds the entire team. Unless Iron Bundle is Choice Scarf. But the Outrage goes into Eelektross, and he will live because of the coil. Without that coil, we would have gotten the Oko. But he goes in with Drain Punch, takes us down just above half, and the Outrage is going to pick up the KO if he doesn't switch out. Which he doesn't. Hit the Outrage and pick up the KO. So now we're even, and my Garchomp will get confused after only 2 turns of Outrage, which is a little unfortunate, but that's the risk you take using Outrage, I guess. So he brings in Flapple, and I knew I could Oko the Flapple, but I was worried about hitting myself in confusion. So I decided to bring in Serena, which I believe I Life Orb. We take that Dragon Pulse pretty well, just above half again. I do click U-turn. I was thinking that might pick up the KO, but unfortunately it was just out of range. And he takes a berry to up his special attack, which I never used Flapple much at all either, and I always thought Flapple was a physical attacker. So to see a special set, it's pretty interesting. I don't really know what his stat distribution is, but yep. So Caporaja tanks that Air Slash pretty well, and we probably won't outspeed here because Caporaja slows Sin. but energy ball, and the heavy slam picks up the KO. So now we're up 5-4, I believe. Yeah, because we only had one Pokemon faint. And he sends out the Rotom. So here I go for the Rock Slide. I didn't know if it was a nasty plot set, and he was just gonna think I was gonna switch out. But I was okay putting letting Copperajah go down there. Now he's -2 in special attack, and really my best answer here is Gastrodon. I could have went Garchomp. I believe I would have picked up a one-hit KO, but yeah, I'm not really sure why I didn't put in Garchomp there. He will-o-wisp my Gastrodon, which isn't going to do much. He's a special attacker. And the Surf, I believe, takes him down. Yep, just around half. He is heavy-duty boots. Don't know if you guys caught that when he came in, didn't take any damage. So -2 overheat. It does crit, so we would have taken that a lot better, obviously, but even with the crit, we took that super well, and we pick up a KO with a critical Surf, which crit might have mattered. I don't know. If we got a low roll, we might have missed the KO, but I think we got the KO regardless. We do have leftovers this game for Gastrodon. I think I did more of a bulky set. I think he might be max defense, max HP. Iron Bundle comes in, takes a lot of damage from the rocks. And I was thinking about switching in Garchomp here because I know it picks up the KO, but I was expecting the Freeze Dry and I didn't really want any of my team taking that. So I let Gastrodon go down. And from here, I'm pretty sure Garchomp can take the rest of the match. Pending any confusion, unluckiness with Outrage. He does Terra. When he Terra'd, I was a little worried. I wasn't sure if he went Terra Fairy. But he didn't. He goes Terra Ice. Terra Fairy would have been pretty terrifying there. But I think he was expecting to outspeed. Probably didn't realize I was Scarf. Which, Garchomp Scarf, it's a fairly common set. He's either Scarfed or has Rocky Helmet on generally. At least in my experience. And this game was the first time I realized when Pokemon are terrestrialized, they are see-through, which was kind of weird. Don't understand why that happens, but... Alright, so Oreo comes in. We outspeed. And because of those Stealth Rocks, we pull the one-hit KO again. I do believe it might have lived one, depending on the set. I've never seen Oreo used ever, so I have no clue how tanky it can be. I didn't really play Gen 7, right? I think that's when Oreo came out, Gen 7. I didn't really play it that much, so. And it was in Sword and Shield, so. Alright, Lucario, he does resist the Outrage, and he barely lives. Barely lives. He does go for a close combat, knocks us out, loses Spadef and defense, and gets hit with the rough skin. That feigning animation just takes so long. And then goes down to life orb damage. And with that, we win game 1. 2 remaining? Yeah, 2 remaining. Win game 1. Pretty solid round for us. And yeah, so let's get into game 2. He does take a little while to pick his team for this one for some reason, so we're just gonna skip ahead. Alright, so game 2. We're gonna lead the same Caparajah. I did focus sash him because I was worried he would lead Lucario after the first round to Oko Caparajah with a close combat. That way I can't get the rocks up. But he leads with Eelektross again, which I guess, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I guess it was broke because he didn't win last game, so that doesn't really apply here. Alright, so yep, we click Stealth Rock again. I don't know, I can't remember if he goes for a Drain Punch right away or he coils again. But we are bulky. Yeah, so he does go for the Drain Punch. So we live with, you know, a third of our health left. Which was, you know, even if it threatened the Yoko, we had the sash. So we were right there. And then I decide to just leave Caparajah in. That way I don't, you know, switch anything into a Drain Punch. And we go for the Rock Slide and hit it. Take a good chunk, about a third. I was wondering if he was going to coil again, but he doesn't. Goes for the Drain Punch, gets a little recovery. He could have set up pretty free there. You know, the more he coils, the less he takes from Rock Slide. And also, there's, you know, a great chance that Rock Slide misses. But we bring in Mousehold. Now Mousehold will outspeed his entire team except for Iron Bundle. And then, of course, if anything with Scarf, it doesn't outspeed. And Lucario does normally carry extreme speed, but we get the 8 hits with the Population Bomb. And oh, and then obviously Oricorio is a ghost type, so we're not going to be able to click the Population Bomb against it. But we did bring Crunch. Alright, yeah, so Lucario comes in, takes a little rock damage, and I calc this out, so as long as he doesn't have any defense or HP investment, I know that if I hit 10, I KO, which I hit 10, I believe. I believe that was 10, I don't think it was 9. Yeah, so I hit 10. Pick up the KO. Really glad he didn't E-speed there. I think it takes like half our health. And I knew he wasn't scarfed because we saw the life orb the previous game. Flapple comes in. Flapple takes big, oh not big damage, but he takes damage from the rocks. We click Population Bomb once again. And this just really shows how frail Flapple is because it takes a huge chunk from one Population Bomb, which is only 10 power, 15 with Technician, but and then what 20 with Stab, so it's 20 base power 10 times, 200 base power if it hits 10 times, I believe. I guess I could have I was trying to hold on to my Terra this game because I wasn't sure if Mousehold would, you know, live this long, because I thought Iron Bundle or Eelektross will came in sooner, especially with the E speed from Lucario. So he does bring in Eelektross, takes the damage, but Crunch does not. I think Crunch doesn't even do half against this thing. I do bring Tidy Up, and I believe we live 2 air slashes. Also, yeah, I know, I realized afterwards, Bite technically does more damage because of the Technician boost. But I didn't realize that, so Crunch it was. So we get the Tidy Up off. He gets the Icy Wind off, and here's the issue. So at +1 speed, I do outspeed Iron Bundle, but because of that Icy Wind, I'm now neutral in speed. But we go for Tidy Up again because I know I need 2 to OHKO this thing, and he goes for Air Slash, which was huge because now I do have that +1. I have +2 in attack, +1 in speed, and now as long as I don't miss a Population Bomb, I'm good to clean up. We got Rotom coming in. No priority on the rest of the team, which is nice. Population Bomb with the crit. Almost takes out half with 1 hit. And we take down Rotom in 4 hits? 5 hits? I forget. Yeah, 4 hits. Sorry, I wasn't counting. And an Iron Bundle comes out. We click Population Bomb. And because of the +1 in speed, we outspeed and we pick up the KO. And Mousehold sweeps. I've been trying to do that since I've joined the league with a Mousehold sweep, and we managed to do it finally. Yeah, so that's week 5. We now advance to 2 and 3. Next week we face the LA Kinglers, and hopefully we can keep the win streak alive. Slowly crawling up the rankings. I think everyone gets in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter, but you know, I want to try to get some momentum going to the playoffs. We're a little over halfway through now. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.